My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convey its assistance, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it in a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth and primate nature. Horror not permanent, sweet not lasting, their perfume and suppliance of a minute. No more.
No more, but so.
Think it no more. For nature crescent does not grow alone in thews and bulk, but as this temple waxes, the inward services of the mind and soul grows wide and withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil in our quartel doth bear smich the virtue of his will, but you must fear his greatness weighed, his will not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and the health of this whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of the body whereof he is the head. Then, if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh that what loss your honor may sustain it with, if with two credent ears you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chast treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. The cherished maid of prodigal enough, if she unmask her beauty to the moon, virtue itself escapes not clamorous strokes. The cranker galls the infants of the springs too oft before their buttons be disclosed, and in the morn of liquid dew of youth, contagious blasphemous of the most intimate, be wary then, best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else knew.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance threads, and recks not his own wreath.
Oh, fear me not! Oh, fear me not! I have stayed too long, but here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. My occasion smiles upon second leave.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There my blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, look thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his action. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched unfledged courage. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear that they opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous sheaf in that neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not be in false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season 'tis in thee.
Most humbly I do take my leave, my lord.
The time invests you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell, farewell.
What isn't Ophelia he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Mary, well bethought, that 'tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have your audience been most free and bounteous. If it be so, as so 'tis put on me, and that in way of caution, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly, as it behooves my daughter and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Pah! You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Mary, I will teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the window of the poor phrase, running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion,
A fashion, you may call it. Go to.
and hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
A springs to catch woodcocks. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their promise as it is a making. You must not take for fire. From this time be something scanter of your maiden presence. Set your entreatments at a higher rate than a command to parley. For Lord Hamlet, believe so much in him that he is young, and with a larger tether may he walk than may be given you. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments show, but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds, the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not in plain terms from this time forth have you so slander any moment leisure, as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my